This film is more of a fan fiction of Wuthering Heights than an adaptation. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is ICD Movie Reviews. My name is On The Brinkat, and today I'm going to review the latest romantic period piece drama, and that film is Wuthering Heights. This movie is directed by Fennell, and this is based, more inspired, by the literature book Wuthering Heights with the same name by Emily Bronte, and this movie stars Jacob Elordi, Margot Robbie, Alison and Shazad Latif. A passionate love story set against backdrop of Yorkshire moors, exploring an intense and destructive relationship between Heathcliff and Catherine. So, this is a controversial movie that is coming out this year. When we heard that Fennell is directing a Wuthering Heights adaptation, you know, I do like Fennell. I think Promising Young Woman is a great directorial debut by her. Although I do think Saltburn has some scenes that I did find very icky, I still enjoyed Saltburn for what it is. So, I was interested in what she's going to do with Wuthering Heights. Until all this controversy is coming out surrounding it, especially with the miscast between Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie playing Heathcliff and Catherine. You know, all the controversy saying, oh, Margot Robbie is way too old to play this role. She's supposed to play an 18-year-old. And, you know, Heathcliff is supposed to be dark-skinned. All the controversy that's spreading towards this film. Now, I have not read Wuthering Heights. I have not read the novel. I have seen the summary of it, though, because I want to get my head towards it before this film going, okay, I'm familiar with the story, so I can see how this adaptation brings upon. And I went to see this movie with my friend, and he has read the novel, and he already isn't excited for this movie because of how inaccurate the novel is. So, you know, I went to this film with a mindset going, okay, I'm not expecting an accurate, faithful adaptation of Wuthering Heights, but I'm expecting, okay, let's see how Fennell does a good job with it. But I would say the first teaser trailer, I was not impressed. I thought that teaser trailer was absolutely atrocious. I hate that teaser trailer, but the actual trailer was actually fine. I was like, okay, it got me at least curious to see how this movie turns out. And you know, with all the controversies, you know, this movie is going to be one of those movies that's like, yeah, it's going to be mixed by a lot of people. What do I think of Wuthering Heights, though? Yeah, I didn't like this movie, guys. I think this film does have positives, though. Really big positives. But unfortunately, this film really lets me down, and I would easily say this is the worst film that Fennell has directed. First of all, I would say the biggest positive, easily, with this film, and everyone could agree with that, is absolutely the production value, the production design, the cinematography, the overall atmosphere of this film looks incredible in this movie. Absolutely, the overall look of this movie looks absolutely gorgeous. There are some beautiful shots in this film. I think that's what's the best thing that Fennell does with this film. The direction. The direction is incredible in this film. The costume design, the production design itself, it looks incredible. And this is a beautiful looking film. I saw this film in IMAX. I would say this film does look good with IMAX, especially when it comes to some of the shots in the film. At times, this film does look like an art painting. I think the overall look of this film is what made this movie at least worth watching, at least because of it. The overall look of Wuthering Heights looks fantastic. And I gotta say, Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie, I'll talk about them in the flaws as well, but the positive with them, it's the acting. I think the acting with them too is great in the film, and I think their chemistry is really well done in this film. You know, Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie are fantastic actors, especially Jacob Elordi. He definitely started to grow on me after Saltburn, and especially Frankenstein that came out last year. But for what they're given, I think they are really good in this film. But I gotta say, my favorite actor in this film, surprisingly, is Alison as Isabel in this film, because she's actually hilarious in this film. This film does have some comedic aspects in the film, and I gotta say, Alison playing this role, I thought she did a really good job. I think she plays a different spin on this character, and I thought she definitely plays a much different performance than she did with Saltburn. But definitely with this film, I think she's the best part about this movie, because there are parts with her character I'm like, okay, I was enjoying this film because of her, because of how kooky and how hilarious and kind of fucked up her character is in this film. But absolutely the production, the cinematography, and even the score, I would say it's not that bad in the film. The songs by Charlie XCX, they're not bad. I'll give this film credit. The production value, the overall atmosphere of the film is great. But what I don't like about this film, though, is, You've guessed it, the story. Now, it's not just because of the inaccuracy with the novel, which absolutely that's one of the flaws in the film. This film is more of a fan fiction of Wuthering Heights than an adaptation. This is definitely Emerald's own version of the story, thinking, okay, I don't like how the story goes, I'm going to make this my own version, which, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. But I wouldn't call this movie the source material. I would have called it something else, maybe have the characters a bit different with the names and stuff and say it's inspired by Wuthering Heights, not be called by the source material, because I just felt like the huge fans of the books will absolutely hate this movie because of how inaccurate it is to the story of the film. Especially my friend. He didn't like this film walking out. He literally expecting this film to be this way, and it turned out it is. He didn't like this film because of how inaccurate it was to the novel. So definitely for the fans of the novels, don't see this film, because this is not a faithful adaptation. Or even for people who have not read the novel, this is not the best version of the movie you should see. But to me, that's not a huge issue. To me, the biggest issue with the film is how unlikable the story is when it comes to the characters and the redemption that this film presented. Seriously, the characters in this film, every single character throughout this film is extremely unlikable in this film, especially Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie in this film. They are such unlikable characters in this film that made me just not give a shit about the romance or this revenge story that this film is trying to present. I didn't care about any of that in the film because you don't see their reasonings. You just see them as complete either douchebags or fucked up characters or just being a spoiled brat. The performances that Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi have given is really good in the film, but the character development is what really drives me down with this film. Now, I'm not sure if Heathcliff and Catherine are unlikable in the books, but throughout this film, all I'm seeing is like, okay, they're doing some really fucked up shit, and they really are doing some scenes where I'm like, okay, I don't know if I should riff on it, so why should I give a shit about the story if the characters in the movie are unlikable? Now, we get films with unlikable characters, but they have a bit of redemption coming out of it, or have a sense of likability within it. This movie, I didn't feel like it has any of that. I think the development of characters is really important for the story to go along. This film, every single scene in this film that Margot Robbie does, or even Jacob Elordi especially does, I'm just like, okay, I just not following it. I am not buying what Emerald Fennell is trying to do with this story. And I know this is going through themes of redemption, revenge, you know, spoiledness and all that stuff. I understand the themes that it's trying to go with, but it's just not sense of likability within it. I swear, there is like scenes in the movie where someone is doing something really fucked up or really messed up, and then it cuts to a scene with an emotional scene making us feel like, oh, we should care about these characters. I just didn't give a shit about them. I would say the demographic is also the biggest issue with the film because, like I said, for the fans of the novels, will hate this film. So I would say like the biggest demographic for Wuthering Heights is absolutely the women, because I was hearing some sniffles behind me throughout this film from the women. So I would say it's for women who doesn't give a shit about the source material and maybe has huge crushes on these actors. I guess it's for them. But I feel like this film misses the point for adaptations. It is a film that's supposed to be an adaptation of this story. It's okay to have a couple of changes, but just make it fit in within the story within it. I was literally watching this movie going, this is not Wuthering Heights. I literally looked at the summary, and I was understanding what the story is about, and all I was seeing is, okay, this just felt like a fan fiction of Emerald Fennell just going, okay, this is how I want this story to be. So despite with this incredible production design, this is literally a movie that is a bright example of style over substance. It's literally a bright example of that. The style of the film is incredible. It's an incredible looking film, but the substance really fails at our own hands because of how unlikable the characters is, and with the characters being unlikable, I just didn't give a shit about the romance and the revenge story that this movie is presenting. Overall, guys, easily Wuthering Heights is Emerald Fennell's worst film. Absolutely. I would say the style of this film is fantastic. The production design, the cinematography, the costume design, the overall production value is fantastic in the film. And I would say Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie are good for what they're given. Even though they are very miscast in this film, I didn't even get to mention in the flaws, they are very miscasted because they're not representation with the characters. But absolutely with the unlikability these characters presented, I just did not give a shit what the story is trying to bring. This movie is absolutely not correct to the source material itself. When I walked out of this movie, my friend says, if Emily Bronte watched this movie, she would have been so disgusted or so disappointed how this film is presented if she was still alive. And I can see that. The story I wasn't rooting for because of how unlikable these characters are. There's a lot of fucked up scenes in this film. There are scenes in the film where I'm just like, okay, I just don't know if I should give a shit about what this story is trying to bring. But Emerald Fennell does a really good job, like I said, with the production design, the overall look of the film. But I just felt like it's the wrong person to make this type of movie. Or I felt like it's the wrong, like, movie to say, okay, I want to do my own version of it. If you want to do your own version of it, that's fine, but don't make it called the source material or try to be with the characters of the source material. It literally just felt like a fan fiction movie just gone wrong in my opinion. And there are some intriguing scenes, there are some comedic scenes, there are some entertaining aspects, but throughout the most part, I just wasn't buying what Emerald Fennell's vision is trying to present. So definitely for fans of the novel, don't watch this movie. Absolutely not. I would say girls, check out this film. It's definitely a chick flick type movie. But with me on the other hand, as a guy that loves movies, I just wish this movie could have been so much better, especially for Emerald Fennell. She is a great director. I love those two movies, Saltburn and Promising Young Woman. I was expecting a lot more from this movie, but it was one of those movies that's kind of doomed to begin with because of how inaccuracy with the adaptation that it is. I would absolutely say, guys, in my opinion, for Wuthering Heights, just go skip this movie. So guys, that is my review for Wuthering Heights. I am so curious to see what you think of this movie in the comments below. Do you like the movie, hate the film? Do you like Emerald Fennell's vision of the story? Or you like the accuracy of Wuthering Heights? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contacting with me and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Notify for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a nice day. So guys, you're wondering how come this video is not ending? Because I have a huge announcement that I want to bring you guys, and this is an exciting one. First of all, I have reached 1K subscribers. I cannot believe it that I've reached 1,000 subscribers. So I just want to say to all the fans and all the people that watch my videos, thank you. Thank you for enjoying my movie reviews. I enjoy doing movie reviews for you guys. I know the scheduling has been pretty off recently with my movie reviews because I have to balance work and movie reviews. So sometimes there's like 3 or 4 movie reviews getting uploaded. Unfortunately, that's going to happen because I need to balance life and doing this at the same time. And you know, I love doing this channel. I love talking about movies with you guys. So to celebrate that I have reached 1K subscribers, I'm bringing you guys something special. And this is the biggest announcement that I am going to do. And it's something that I've been thinking about ever since last year. And it's something that I actually want to bring back to this channel. So I'm not going to tell you what the announcement is. I'm going to let this video speak for itself. So enjoy.
So I was decided to do something a bit different. You know all the Oscar nominations and awards that always come every year on TV? And like Jeremy Johns do like the Viewers movie or even the Schmoes and other movie reviewers. You know what? I'm gonna do my own. So I'm gonna call this OZD Awards. Welcome to the second annual OZD Awards for 2017. Welcome guys to the OZD Awards for 2018. I have to dress up for this video. How do I look? Do I look handsome? No? Okay, I'm out. Just kidding. Hey guys, how you guys doing? It is OZD Awards nominations time, so let's get into it. Welcome guys to the OZD Award for 2020. Yes, I'm so happy you guys are here. Wait. Something's missing. Hell yes! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, oh lady in the crowd. Thank you. Hey guys, what is up? It's OCD Movie Reviews. Now, this is kind of a bad news type of video to you guys because I'm afraid I have some bad news. I'm thinking and I'm planning to stop doing the OCD Awards. I used to have fun with this in the past, and then now it's like, it's getting too long. I know it's like the 5th annual, it's like 5 OCD Awards I've been doing this, but I just felt like it's not really what I like doing anymore.
Yes, guys, You heard that correct. OZD Awards is back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, OZD Awards, my own award show that I love doing. I quit 6 years ago. Now, let's return this baby. So, of course, you know how I do the OZD Awards. This is the award show that I always wanted to do. I've always wanted to do my own award show on this channel. And I started off with 2016 and I ended it off in 2020. And now I just wanted to bring it back because I enjoy doing it. And I feel like it's the right time to celebrate 1K subscribers to bring the OZD Awards back. So guys, look forward to the nominations for the OZD Awards for 2026 coming very soon. That's coming in the way with, of course, other reviews coming up. But definitely I'm working on this because I wanted to bring this back for a very long time. So, of course, OZD Awards is going to be back, guys. Look forward to the nominations. I am so pumped to bring this back. It's just an honor doing this back. So, let me know in the comments below, what are your predictions of what I'm going to nominate for the OZD Awards for 2026. Let me know in the comments below. And what movies do you want to be in the OZD Awards? Let me know that in the comments below. Now guys, look forward to the nominations coming soon. Let's end this video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a nice day.